Okay, this is lesson 2.4. We're not going over the warm-ups, so you'll have to come in if you have any questions. Please do come in. So here you go. Here are your definitions. You can pause this if you need to because we're going to move on. Your x and y intercept, look. Here's your xy axis. Wherever it crosses your x-axis, that's called your x-intercept. Wherever it crosses the y-axis, that's called your y-intercept. Bada boom, bada bing. Your maximum is your highest point, minimum is your lowest point. Increasing, it goes up from left to right. Decreasing, it goes down from left to right. Constant is a steady, constant line. Okay? All right. Here we go. There's a lot of information about graphs. This is all review, but there's a lot. So you may have to go back and watch this because we're going to go kind of quick. But you can go back and watch it, or you can come in and ask. Okay, identify your x-intercepts and your y-intercepts. Right here is your x-intercept. Now it says, I want you to write it as an ordered pair. Now, if you want to abbreviate the y-intercept, you can say b equals. So right here, my y-intercept is -6. So I can say b equals -6. I will accept that because b means y-intercept. However, for the x-intercept, I don't want to write out x-intercept. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write -3, 0. This is my x value, my y value. Because my y value is 0, I know that's my x-intercept. Now I can write my y-intercept as an ordered pair. That is going to be 0, -6. That's my x, that's my y. Right here is the origin. That's 0, 0. When x is 0, that's your y-intercept. When y is 0, that's your x-intercept. There's a whole lot of information there that you might need to be writing down. But we'll get to it. So here, number 2, do I have an x-intercept in number 2? Nope. This line is not going to hit the x-axis. I'm going to leave number 3 for you. But I am going to give you a hint. Y-intercept. Ooh, I have 2 x-intercepts. Yes, you do. Those are called the roots. Those are your legs. We'll get to that when we graph parabolas. Okay, so now, I know. I told you we're going to go fast. You can go back and, I didn't say you were doing that. You can go back and look at this, okay? All right. Maximums or minimums. So this is the lowest point of this one, correct? Is that a maximum or a minimum? That's a minimum because everything else goes up. See, this is getting bigger. So that's a minimum. So I'm going to identify this as my minimum. But I have to write it as an ordered pair. Isn't that what it said? Yes. So my x value is 0. My y value is 2. Isn't that correct? Is that correct? Is that correct? Cruises, am I correct? You don't even know. You weren't even paying attention. You were not paying attention. This right here, sweetie, that look means you're not paying attention. All right. That is my minimum. And it is at 2, -2. Okay? One thing I really do want to point out to you. This is f of x. This is f of x. This is g of x. So if they want to know the minimum of g of x, you're going to look over there. I'm not going to do that one. You're on your own. Okay, you guys should be able to do these. All right? All right. See, here we go. Which function, f of x or g of x, has a greater minimum? Well, g of x, my minimum is right here. It is 0, -7. That's a pretty low minimum. Do I have to graph f of x to find my minimum? No, you're correct. We don't have to. How am I going to find my minimum for f? What can I look at? I can look at my y values, can I? The smaller the y value, the smaller the minimum. So which one has a smaller minimum? Or a greater minimum, sorry. F of x has a greater minimum. Why? Smaller y values. See? My y value here goes to negative 12. Where does my y value here go to? Negative 7. Is it going to go lower than negative 7? No. So negative 12 here. So that one's going to have a greater minimum. Same thing here. You can do this. Oh, this is easy. What do you call this right here? Say it louder. Constant. What do you call this? Increasing. What do you call this? Constant. What do you call this? What do you call this? Okay. Determine if this is always increasing, always decreasing, always constant, increasing then decreasing, or decreasing then increasing. Look at our parabola. What's our parabola doing? It decreases, and then what does it do? Increases. So this is always decreasing, always, well, I wouldn't say always. This is decreasing, then increasing. Let's look at this parabola. What's it doing? Increasing, and then decreasing. You always read these from left to right. This one is my favorite. What's this one doing? Increasing, and then what does it do? It increases. This one is always increasing. I know that because of the arrow. That arrow tells me it's always increasing. You're like, oh, but it's always decreasing. No, no, no. You read it from left to right. This is always increasing. What's this one doing? This one is always decreasing. This isn't bad, is it? This is pretty easy. Okay. Please, please, please pay attention. Your x-intercept. Y equals 0. You might want to write that down. You're going to need to know that for the rest of your time in math. When you get back to Algebra 2, you're definitely going to need to know that. Your y-intercept. Okay, so my x-intercept, y equals 0. So my y-intercept, what do you think equals 0? Yeah, your x equals 0. So let's skip this for a second. Let's go to here. How can I calculate my y-intercept algebraically? What am I going to make 0? Yeah. Y equals 0 squared plus 2 times 0 minus 6. What does y equal here, kids? Does not equal 0. 0 plus 0 minus 6. What does y equal? Minus 6. Now you put that on the test and I mark it wrong. Why? Well, because that doesn't tell me my y-intercept. You either have to say b equals negative 6, I'll accept that, or you have to tell me 0, negative 6. When you write it as an ordered pair and you put 0 for x, this tells me that's your y-intercept. So now, let's remember this right here. Let's remember this. Hello. Hello. Let's remember this right here. 0, -6 is my y-intercept. And let's go back to here. So number 13, what is my y-intercept? Have to find my y-intercept. Remember, 0, -6, y-intercept. What's my y-intercept here? 0 what? 0, 9, yeah. That's my y-intercept. That's your y-intercept. So my y-intercept here is 9. Or I say 0, 9. What's my x-intercept? Can I tell my x-intercept from here? No. What am I looking for? With your x-intercept, what is 0? Why? Do I have any y's that are 0? Don't know my x-intercept. So again, what's my y-intercept in number 14? 0, 2. So this is my y-intercept. Do I know my x-intercept? I actually do. No, there is no x-intercept. This is at 2. This whole thing goes to 2 and makes a horizontal line. It'll never cross the y-axis. Now, what did it want? It also wanted to know if it is increasing, decreasing, or constant, or increasing then decreasing. So number 14 is constant, isn't it? Because look, all my y's are the same. Increasing, decreasing, you look at the y. So what is happening in number 13? 7, 8, 9, 9, 8, 7. What did it do? It increased and then decreased. So this one increased, constant, then decreased. Now on notes, you take shorthand so you can take your notes very quickly. How many of you are going to college? You're going to have to learn that, how to take notes quickly. I'm going to leave number 15 for you. I'm going to leave those for you. Okay. Here we go.